having an absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. To my fellow Canadians, I just want to wish you guys the absolute happiest Thanksgiving ever. I can't even begin to tell you guys how eternally grateful I am for each and every one of you who have joined our family, who enjoy my videos, who have given me kind, supporting words or even criticism at times. I am who I am because you guys allow me to be that, and I'm just so grateful for all of you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are always at the top of my list, along with my family, for what I'm thankful for, and thank you for everything. Today's story that I'm going to be sharing with you is a story that I recently heard that has to do with Thanksgiving and absolutely touched my soul. It is such a beautiful story, but it's also sad in the best way possible, and honestly it made me cry. So if it makes you guys cry, I'm sorry, but I feel like today of all days, when I'm being so thankful for you guys and my family and all the things that God has blessed me with, I wanted to share a story of Thanksgiving and the bond of family and how special it is, how truly special it is. So without further ado, let's get into today's story. So Laura was raised by her mom and her grandpa. She never knew her grandmother, and she never really knew her father. Laura's mom had a boyfriend for a small span of her life, and he was very abusive. So they decided that when they saved enough money, they were going to move away somewhere, start fresh, start over, and bring Laura's grandpa with them. Now, Laura's grandpa was described as a beautiful man. He had a beautiful heart. He was very family oriented despite how small their family was. And Thanksgiving was his favorite time of year because he would always say how thankful he was for his daughter and his granddaughter and how much joy they'd brought him. And every single Thanksgiving, he would show up with a pie and flowers. That was his thing. Every single Thanksgiving, whether he was struggling financially or he was having a great year financially, he would always find a way to show up with some flowers and a pie. And it was just the three of them every single Thanksgiving. Now, when Laura's mom finally got out of the bad relationship and started really saving money, the three of them would dream of the life that they would have together. And eventually, they would find the most beautiful home that they would eventually move to across the country. But it was around this time that Laura's grandfather started to get very sick. He had cancer and he wasn't doing well. But that didn't stop him from dreaming of the days that they would have together in this house that would take a few months to close, but Laura's mom would eventually be able to buy across the country. Now, unfortunately, before they'd be able to move into this home, Laura's grandfather would pass away. And this was one of the most devastating things because the three of them had dreamed of moving into a home across the country together and starting a life and going on new endeavors, and now it was only the two of them. Now, with Thanksgiving quickly approaching, the two of them were sad. On one hand, they were happy in their home. They felt like they finally had a place to call their own in a town where nobody knew them. Nobody even knew where they'd moved. But on the other hand, they knew that Thanksgiving was his favorite time of year, and they knew that it wouldn't be the same without him. So Thanksgiving rolls around, and all of a sudden they hear a knock on the door. When they open up the door, nobody is there, but sitting on the porch is flowers and a pie. Now, at first they thought somebody must be playing some sort of sick joke on them, that there was no way he'd passed. What kind of cruel person would play a joke like this? But the more they thought about it, the more that they realized nobody knew their address. They didn't know anybody who would care that they were moving, and they hadn't told anybody that they were moving. The only person who'd known of the new home coming in the future, and that address was him. And so they ate the pie and they put the flowers on display and they enjoyed Thanksgiving. Another year rolls around, and on Thanksgiving, once again, a knock on the door. Nobody outside of the door, but a pie and flowers. And at this point, they start to get a little bit creeped out by it. It was sweet and it made them cry and it brought them joy, but they were confused. Like I said, you guys, nobody knew of their address but him. And how on earth were these things showing up that he would bring every single year to Thanksgiving? But once again, they ate the pie, they displayed the flowers, and they gave thanks for him. This went on for many years, until one year, the pie and the flowers came accompanied with a letter. The letter was written from the grandfather before he'd passed. And in the letter, he detailed how he'd had a dream telling him that he wasn't going to make it to the next Thanksgiving, that he was going to be in heaven for that Thanksgiving, and that the family was going to miss him greatly, but his time on earth was up. And so what he decided to do was find a local bakery and flower shop, reach out to them, and prepay for years and years and years of flowers and pies, so that they would always feel like a piece of him was with them every single Thanksgiving. And in this letter, he wrote how he wanted them to be happy, how he prays that in this new home, it's everything they imagined, everything they dreamt of, and everything they could hope for. How he knows that they probably miss him and that he misses them too, but that his time was just up, and someday their time will be up too. But it's not about the moments, but what you make of the moments, and that if he could just be a part of a few more moments, that's all he could ever ask for. So it wasn't paranormal or supernatural or strange that the flowers and the pie showed up on the doorstep, but it was a man's dream and love for his family that made that possible and made that happen. And so they were right. He was the only one who knew the address. And so he was able to do that. But it was a little piece of him, even after he was gone, that carried on as a tradition. And now, even though it's been years and the pies and the flowers aren't coming anymore, they still get a pie and flowers and say a prayer for him. And they even say that they can feel his presence every single Thanksgiving. And it just made me cry hearing that story. So I really wanted to share that with you guys today. Life on Earth, you guys, is so limited. We think that we have all the time in the world. I was actually recently watching This Is Us, and the mom was saying how her entire life has been filled with next times, next times, next times, because we always assume that there will be a next time, that we have a next time. But the sad reality is there's not always a next time. Even if you're American or from somewhere else in the world and your Thanksgiving isn't today, you never know how many Thanksgivings or Christmases or birthdays or days that you have left. And that's not to be morbid or to be negative, but it's just to be a reminder that there's gonna come a day where you're not there on Thanksgiving, or someone that you love might not be there. But it's the lasting effect that we have on the earth and those around us that matters. My grandfather hasn't been around since I was 13 years old, and every single holiday, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Every single holiday, I still miss him. And so the reason that I'm saying this is not to make you guys sad, it's to remind you guys that you have today, and that's all that's ever promised. The future doesn't exist yet, the past is already gone, and the present is all that we have to hold on to. So I encourage you guys, whether you're celebrating Thanksgiving today or next month or whatever it is, I just want to let you guys know that you are here for a reason. Your loved ones are here for a reason, and enjoy every single special moment that you have with each and every person that you love, because time is limited. And that's one thing we can't control. We can control our reactions to things, we can control how we spend our days, but we can't control how much time we have to do those things. So thank you guys for being a part of my journey, for being a part of my family, for bringing me joy every single day. This time of year is so special to me because I get to spend every single day with you guys. And well, you might not always enjoy all of my content or every aspect of me. Thank you for being here and being a part of my life, because I'm better because you're in it. So with all that sappy stuff being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's story time. I had to share it today. I heard it and I literally cried, and it brought on all these emotions for me, and so I just wanted to share it with you guys, and hopefully it touches you guys in the positive way that it did for me. But with that being said, that is it for today's video. If you guys are new to my channel, or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my videos, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button, and please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you guys.